What the fuck was that? No way. Alright, so before I get into like that whole artist guy and what this project is, I'm gonna go into a couple of like screenshots I took of the video. So here we can see what looks like to be like a ring of cult members surrounding this apple that's been stapled. They had like a bite taken out of it and then was stapled back together. Um, I don't know what's up with all the cultish looking people with the white shirt that are like all they're doing is just circling it, and then I think what they're doing is they're making that symbol that Visca Pisces or the figure eight symbol that this guy put together, and they're making that symbol by standing around it. I think if you were to zoom out of this, you would see like there's two groups that are like there's a big circle in the middle, and then the two smaller circles on the outside. So whatever that's supposed to mean, who knows? So this next screenshot I took is of him doing the figure eight combined with the Visca Pisces at some ruined like Aztec or temple type of area, and the symbol that he constructed here is made up of what looks like to be a ruined temple. If you look at one of the pieces over to the right side, it looks like an archway almost, and there's pieces of pillars, other ruined pieces of a temple. So he obviously made those pieces just to construct this. So it's symbolic of something. I mean, but he's a contemporary artist, so I'm gonna get into who this guy is after the next few screenshots. Oh my god, the Louvre. Why is this guy at the Louvre? He's Italian. I mean, there's only one reason why he would be there, right? Just look at this. It not only does it zoom in so it looks like an uncapped pyramid, but even the way that his symbol is positioned, it's I can't. Do I really need to go into all the different symbolism that's being portrayed here? Just look at this. That's all that anyone really needs to see is just look at what he's doing here. Third paradise. Okay. And then the video starts its dramatic composition of showing the astronauts doing their thing, and here's this guy with the Vitruvian Man, Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, as an astronaut on his right shoulder. You know, these guys call themselves artists, but they're far from it, far from any type of artist. And then we have this all-seeing eye patch symbol, right? And just look at this for a second. It looks pretty disturbing. I mean, it's obvious that the Visca Pisces is in the middle there. And then look at what's on the outside, those two outer circles. You have on the left side there, you have the strand of the double helix of the DNA, and on the right side you have a book with a bookmark in it. You know, I can go into the symbolism of reading DNA like a book, or you know, genetic coding and with knowledge of man, these type of things combined, and of course you have that circle in the middle. That's the Earth, but it's also not the global Earth. You know, it's just kind of it's like a flat portrayal with obviously Italy is kind of centered there, but it's more of like a European. All of Europe is kind of centered on it, but still though it's that's not really how you see Earth portrayed in mission patches and stuff like that. So it's kind of a weird way to go about that one. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Distance zero. Is this guy an artist or is he a marketer? So you're probably wondering who is and what is going on here. So who is this guy, Michelangelo Pistoletto? He is a contemporary artist, an Italian artist. that's known for his Arte Povera movement, that was all about it's quoted as being poor art, right? Contemporary artwork. All right, if you know the history of artwork, you should understand that it's in movements, right? It's considered in movements. And contemporary artwork, it's not real artwork, okay? It's not real, genuine art. It was designed to be a cultural influencer. It's a form of magic and sorcery to influence people into certain mindsets, and in essence, it's a form of mind control. Contemporary artwork is not real artwork. So here I am on Space Daily website here. It's got a bunch of like sub websites. Maz Daily, Japanese Press Network. Okay, Robo Daily. Okay, so this is, see how this is already starting out. Art and space enter a new dimension. So pretty much what the ESA is doing is that they combine their forces with this artist, and they're going to be making some kind of phone app with one of these astronauts, Paolo Nespoli Vita mission, and he's going to take a bunch of photographs, and in this app you're going to, like, you can take the pictures that the astronaut takes, and then you can somehow you like combine it with some of this guy's artwork, or like I guess you use this symbol and merge it with the pictures or something like that. Um, so what's really funny, right, about the contemporary art movement too is that it's all about austerity. Okay, and this is reflected in this art povera movement being considered poor art. Okay, it's 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 supposed to mean that they use like the minimal amount of like stuff, and it's really weird. I'll show you real quick here on Wikipedia. This art povera, what the trends and concepts are. And what it says is it's a return to simple objects and messages. The body and behavior are art. Traces of nature and industry appear. Uh, Complex and symbolic signs lose meaning. Explore the notion of space and language. Okay, nature can be documented in its physical and chemical transformation. Ground zero, no culture, no art system. Art equals life. All right, and I'm going to show you something real quick here on this article here, and this is completely contradictory of what. See, what they do is they use language and these definitions of this fake movement um, to manipulate people into certain mental states. Okay, here, let me read this real quick. Pistoletto's work mainly deals with the subject of the unification of art and everyday life in his ongoing Third Paradise project, conceived in 2003, envisions a third realm that merges natural and artificial worlds and a society living in harmony with nature. Okay, read that again. Okay, read that again, and except all of this right here, this weird third paradise project envisions a third realm, whatever that means. But read this: merges natural and artificial worlds in a society living in harmony with nature. This entire phrase is contradictory of itself. Okay, you these two things right here, this here, and then this here, okay, are contradictory. And that's part of word magic. That's a part of Twilight language. It's a part of this spellcraft, okay? Literally spelling and crafting these words to create a certain mindset in people. So pretty much like what's so another contradictory thing is this: these movements are made to put people into a mindset of austerity, that the world is running out of resources, that, you know, global warming is going to kill us all if we don't stop eating, because of all the cow farts, right? Cow farts are such a leading factor in ozone layer um, deformation, and driving cars all day. It's destroying everything, right? We got to stop everything. We need to stop breathing because we're creating too many byproducts, too much CO2 and carbon. Um, that's this mindset of austerity. Okay. However, if you notice, all right, all art movements are really influenced by the elite. Okay, the people that live in $50 million mansions wearing $500,000 worth of jewelry. All right, these are the people that push these austerity measures on people. And this guy Michelangelo Pistoletto he's just one of their tools. Okay, he's not a real artist. He's just a cultural influencer, and it's all the elite are the ones that do this cultural influencing. So like, you'd think that ESA, right, the European Space Agency, kind of wants to cut back on all this like money. If everything's so austere, that they would probably want to cut back. But I mean, this guy is supposedly huge in the art world, which I've never heard of him, and I pride myself in knowing artwork, as some of you might have seen in my previous videos, and I've also taken classes on artwork in art history. That it's like, this guy's not real. He's not a real artist. He's a contemporary artist that is he's basically just fake. He's just fake. It's like watching reality TV and thinking it's some type of like real life thing. That it's actually a reflection of real life. And this guy actually does a bunch of artwork dealing with reflection. Like I'm going to show you here in a second. So, ESA, you would think that they would want to cut back on spending and not have to, like, spend all this absurd amount of money combining forces with a massively popular artist. So this guy, oh, here he is, an example of contemporary artwork of this Art Povera movement, where this is a giant ball, right? More ball symbolism. He's rolling it through the streets of London, and it's just a giant ball of newspapers. And look at all these people around him taking photographs. Like this is some type of like it's an actual event, right? This is not an event. This is nothing. Okay, that's nothing. So. And so he deals, his work mainly deals with the subject matter of reflection. Okay, and I already pointed out the contradictions that just this little piece of an app, some phone app that they're doing, the contradictory nature and the philosophy behind it, how it's completely wrong and, like I said, contradictory. So this whole idea of reflection, okay, that is just that's so meant to manipulate your mind. I can't even begin to. It's so difficult to really go into how deep that influences a person's mind. So here's some of his images here, and like like we were talking about with his reflection, his work on reflection. Here you can see the one of his artwork here, where he takes mirrors and he paints images on the mirror. And the thing is, sometimes he doesn't even paint on the mirrors. He'll just print something out and then he'll put it on the mirror, and people call it art. All right? Okay. So, yeah. And this guy loves his Visca Pisces and 8 symbol, like, and whenever you see someone, all right, I just want to this is just something I take in generally. If whenever you see someone that like has this singular type of like they only wear the same thing over and over and over again, there's something wrong with that person. There's something wrong with them. I really don't like people that do that, because they're trying to make a statement with that, and I don't like how that statement is. It just comes off wrong. So this is his little thing that he did at the Louvre that was in the video there, and I mean, look at this, right? You got the obelisk, the mirrored obelisk, the capless one, with penetrating the Visca Pisces. How blatant can you get, you know? And most people are just probably looking at it and like, oh wow, that's so amazing, you know, that's so great, whatever that's supposed to mean. It's such a impactful thing, you know, but they have no idea what's really going on there. And this is like another one of his, like a Venus figure in front of a bunch of rags. I guess he's like well known for that. Whatever that's supposed to mean, it's not artwork. Okay, not artwork. Um, so yeah, whatever's going on with this whole like the whole thing in general is just absurd. And then when you take just like a few minutes to see who these people are that are involved, and then you find out certain things about them and how absurd it all is, it's just like, you know, you have to. I mean, first you have to have the basis of understanding what you're looking at. You know, if you see this as like some type of artwork, then it's going to be like, oh yeah, that's quite impressive. Whatever it's supposed to mean, it must mean some type of deep symbolism. But once you actually like understand occult symbolism and religious symbolism and things like that, astrotheology, then you kind of like, wow, that's really, really stupid. That's really stupid. You know, you're mocking the great artists of all time, like putting the Vitruvian Man as an astronaut patch. You know, give me a break. But I don't know. Whatever. Maybe I'm just biased. Who knows? But anyways, that's that for this video. Peace and love, everyone, and keep looking up.